And I already told you people, first one's free. Then what I say? I said I will shut that shit down. No exceptions. Now, I don't know what kind of lying assholes you've been dealing with, but I'm a man of my word. First impressions are important. I need you to know me. So, back to it.
So in this video, we're gonna be talking about sharecropping. Yeah, let's get right into it. First outlined in the Jewish holy book, the Talmud, sharecropping was set up throughout the South to continue to reap profits of plantation slavery long after its legal end in 1865. Excuse me. The ex-slaves never received the 40 acres and a mule they were promised by General O.O. Howard. And General O.O. Howard is the founder of Howard University. Okay. So, the ex-slaves never received the 40 acres and a mule they were promised by General O.O. Howard in order to build their own independent economic foundations. Instead, they were forced into a system that benefited mostly Jewish immigrant merchants. You hear that? Who had flooded into the South after the Civil War to exploit the highly profitable cotton economy. Now I got a note in here that says page 53. Page 53. The note that I have it by, and we're gonna touch on this in a later video. Says, in reality, the United States government never intended to give land, the foundation of true freedom, to any of its former slaves. Okay? So, when they tell you, pull yourself up by your own bootstrap, and they have land, and that land was inherited generations upon generations upon generations, you really can't tell me to pull myself up by my own bootstrap. So whenever we talk about this, whenever we talk about equality, when we talk about white privilege, this is what we're talking about. And those who have that wealth, they fit into, those are the ones that fit into the category in which we're talking about. Every other white person outside of the white persons who have wealth, you never know. You could have a grandparent or a great grandparent that you don't know of who may have, this land in a will specifically for you. And you may be kicking it with your black homies or your black female friends until you reap that will's benefit. Okay? But, some of you may say, the friendship will never change, or, your relationship will always remain the same with that black person. But, time will tell and the true colors will show. Black farmers were prevented from owning land and were given instead a share of the old plantation land they had worked as slaves to grow cotton, corn, wheat, and rice as tenant farmers. So let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Using debt and usury as the post-slavery whip and chain, the sharecropping system legally tied black farmers to the merchant who supplied him with seed, tools, food, and clothing that the farmer had no other way of obtaining. Now, we kind of see that today with Monsanto, places, organizations and businesses like that, where you can't buy your seed except from Monsanto. And not just that, a lot of those seeds produce fruit that bear no seed. So you're not able to reproduce your seed. You have to continuously go back to Monsanto to buy seeds to grow your crop. Okay. Now, a lot of people who don't understand white privilege, they will look at that and they will say that we're all being oppressed. The white farmer is being oppressed by the white business owner, like Monsanto. Yes, that's understandable. In a sense, it is. It's a type of oppression, an oppression nonetheless. But this is why we say it's important for you to acknowledge what was done to us. I don't feel sorry for those farmers who are being oppressed by their own. Okay? Maybe, they are the ones who, they put it like this. There's a documentary called Food Inc. And in that documentary, you have some good farmers and you have some compliant farmers. There are some farmers who just who have broken away from organizations like Monsanto, and they do everything natural. They raise their livestock naturally. So whenever you talk about these farmers who are being oppressed, when you're talking about these farmers who are being oppressed, they're choosing to be oppressed. They don't have to continue to be under the thumb of Monsanto. Okay? Yeah, that's why we can't empathize or sympathize with those farmers. And I refuse to look at it as an oppression, because it is an oppression that they are choosing to go through. And if they are compliant, it's not an oppression. It's a business. It's a, it's a big difference. What what black people were promised after slavery, we didn't get. Monsanto didn't come on the scene and promise farmers anything. They told them what the deal was right up front. Okay? Let's see here. Your great international banks like the Rothschilds and the Lehman Brothers were tied in with local merchants and reaped astounding profits from the sharecropping debt peonage system. Because they mentioned that, I believe, in either the last chapter, the chapter before the last one, and that one would be slavery, where it says the mega wealth of the Rothschild bank family was derived from cotton. The Lehman Brothers and their investment banking house began as cotton traders in Alabama. Okay, so here we are repeating the wealth of the Rothschilds and the Lehman Brothers, how they are benefited from slavery, from black slavery. Okay. And I put a note in here about the General O.O. Howard, and General O.O. Howard represents the government. Why didn't the government, after O.O. Howard died, feel the need to say, let's back up his promise to the African American community? But this is what my note says. You promised us and you didn't come through. Yet we established our own black cities, but you came in and destroyed them. When we established our own on your land, you destroyed it. Why couldn't you just give us our own land as you promised, and just left us the hell alone? The Chinese, the Japanese, they have their reparations. The Indians have their form of reparations. You didn't give the black person anything. Okay. A. Jacobs and Sons and First National Bank used their profits to fund the growth and development of such Jim Crow cities as Atlanta, Georgia, and Selma, Montgomery, and Birmingham, Alabama. Sharecropping is the dirty little secret at the root of America's wealth, along with slavery itself. The immense profits generated by the industrious yet impoverished black sharecroppers and tenant farmers financed Europe's and America's industrial revolution, including the building of their railroads, factories, mills, and their entire infrastructure. Now, with that being said, I'm pretty sure you heard it. If not, you can rewind it back and listen to it again. You have to. I know a lot of you don't want to do your research. You don't want to open a book and hearing information like this, you cringe, you fold, you have to make derogatory statements to avoid facts. Sharecropping, okay, was basically, and slavery too, was the foundation of your industrial revolution. Everything that you have today is because of the blood, the sweat, literally the blood, sweat, and tears of African, brown, black, Moorish, Hebrew people. Okay? Sharecropping is America's dirty little secret. This is the root of it all.
Are you still there? I don't know. It seems like you're trying to speak, but you just took a hell of a hit. I just popped your skull so hard, your eyeball just popped out. And it is gross as shit. God, I'll find you. Oh, hell. I can see this is hard on you guys. I am sorry. I truly am. But I did say it. No exceptions.